Everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of Digital Dots Live. My name is Anita Wong and we have the fabulous Anneliese McKay with us. And today we are going to be talking about why business owners need energetic content to grow their businesses online. So we'll be back in just a sec to discuss all of the things I've just mentioned. Hello everyone. So welcome to the 5th episode of Digital Dots Live, and I have the amazing Anneliese, and today we're going to be talking about why business owners need energetic content to grow their business. So before we move on to that, Anneliese, why don't you introduce yourself to everybody, and then once you've done that, we'll see who's joining us.
Yeah, sure. Hello, everybody. I am Anneliese McKay from True Voice Content, as Anita says. I'm an energetic coach and I am a social media content creator and mentor. So I either create your content for you or people come to me if they want to know how to learn to create compelling content and also how to use their energy to drive the results from that content as well. And I'm really excited to be here.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so what we're going to do today, so first of all, because we want it to be all nice and relaxed, we want the audience to have a chance to actually ask us some questions. So in a moment, what I'd like you to do is to let us know in the comments where you're streaming from. So say which city you're in, and also if you're watching this in a Facebook group, then if you can write your name, that means that I can see who it is. We will see all of your comments, whether you're on YouTube or LinkedIn or wherever it is that you're watching us from, because this is actually being live streamed to YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. And I've forgotten the rest, but there are quite a few others as well. And I'm using the software Restream. So just before we went on the show, I was talking to Anneliese about how we could have made it even more spectacular by using the Restream pairs option inside of Restream. So we'll go on to that in a moment about how using the tech actually helps you as well as the energetic content. So just let us know where you're streaming in from. Okay, so we've got Dave from New Palestine. Lovely to see you, Dave. Thanks for joining us today. And we're bringing tech to you. Brilliant. That's an awesome label. So that's super, super cool. Okay, so we're going to move on to what is energetic content and why it's going to help you to grow your business. But just quickly before I do, I didn't introduce myself. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Anita Wong and I am a digital overwhelm strategist, and I help you to connect the digital dots so that everything flows and you start to make sales online. So Anneliese, I'm going to put
you are amazing at it as well, just to put that in there. You are fantastic. But digital overwhelm, just saying.
Yeah, well, digital overwhelm is really real for everybody, and it stops people in their tracks. It's so difficult when you want to do something and then suddenly you're all stopped. I just want to quickly say hi to Gabe as well. So Gabe is absolutely amazing. I don't know if you know Gabe, Anneliese.
Oh, Gabe connected with me on LinkedIn this morning. Hello, nice to see you. Hello.
Great. So what Gabe does is he runs a LinkedIn, well, he teaches people how to live stream. And what he's started doing on LinkedIn is doing a list of all the live streams every day, which is super cool because you can go on every morning to his profile and he's got this list of all the different LinkedIn live creators. And you can then have a little look at which live you want to attend, which ones you want to watch. So every morning I'm going in there going, oh, I like to look at that one and look at this one. Yeah, so it's really, really cool. So thank you so much for doing that, Gabe. That's why I shared it this morning, and hopefully we'll have a few more people joining us today. So, Anneliese, let's get down to business, shall we?
Down to business, yes.
What is energetic content?
Oh, so energetic content is basically using your energy behind your content to drive your results. So if you feel like you are following a content strategy, or you feel like you are already creating compelling content, or you are being visible consistently, but you're just not getting the results, then I'm a firm believer that there is a glitch or a blip and your energy that is stopping those results. So it's important to remove, the deep-rooted issues, the energetic blocks, things like that, that might be stopping the flow of your content and results.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So do tell me, those of you who are watching, have you ever thought about what your energy levels are like when you start to create content? And we're going to move on to that because it's super, super important, because since I've known Anneliese, we met actually when we were working with a shaman, because we're both into that sort of thing. And it's really eye-opening how your business can really attract a massive following if your energy's up and you're really running on the high. So super, super cool. Oh, Gabe said he listed 35 different shows today. Wow, that's amazing. 35 different shows on LinkedIn. That's super, super cool. Okay, so on to the next question, because this one I want to talk about a little bit more. So how does energetic content help you to attract and grow your audience online? Because it's all about attracting, isn't it? It's not about pushing all the information out there. It's about attracting people to you and the way you sort of resonate. So tell us a little bit about how that works.
So it's all about using your energetic flow. So, there are many amazing different social media strategists out there that will give you different advice. And the most important thing is to remember to choose one that fits with your energetic flow. So, for example, if you are an introvert, an empath, a sensitive like myself, then posting every day is not going to be in alignment with who you are, and it's going to feel a little bit icky, because introverts and sensitives need quite a lot of time out away from social media. And it's basically posting when it feels good to you. So a lot of people say, well, on LinkedIn, for example, like the prime hour, I think now for posting is between 6:30 and 7:30. So you've kind of got two choices with your energetic content around that.
Is that GMT? Is that like 6:30, 7:30 in the morning?
In the morning, apparently, yeah.
In England?
Yeah. In England, yeah.
Okay.
So you've got two choices with that. You can either step into that energetic flow and increase your vibrations and post within the hour, or you can think, do you know what, I'm going to ignore that and I'm just going to post when it feels really good to me and trust that actually, I'll get the results that I want from my content. So it can be a mix of both. I think the other thing we're going to come on to as well is about creating content when you have a complete download of information and messages, and then scheduling that ready to go. Because when you actually write those words in that flow is the vibration that your audience will feel. So say, for example, we're feeling fantastic on this live, and we'll transcribe it and we'll put it out there to the audience. That's brilliant. However, if you're going to write words when you're thinking, oh God, you know what, I just can't be bothered, it's just not in me, I just don't feel la 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 la, and then you go and put it out there when you're feeling good, then actually it's not going to get you the results, because it's the key point is that you're writing it when you are feeling amazing. So imagine if you went into a party, okay,
yeah,
and there's a person stood in the corner of the room, you can instantly tell how they're feeling by their posture, by their energy. They don't have to say anything. If you want, you can go and say, hello, I'm Anita, whatever, and you can tell from their response. But normally you can tell by their energy what sort of mood they're in, and you think, actually, I'm not going to speak to that person, I'm just going to avoid them. It's the same with content. Your audience can tell the energy behind your words. Energy is a really difficult thing to explain, particularly like for the logics and the strategists amongst us. Nobody, I guess, can really pinpoint how it works. It's more like attracts like. So likable and high vibrational energy will attract likable and high vibrational audiences to you. So yeah, that's how it works basically. And it does bring great results as well. Like I've worked with clients, who are so in alignment with their businesses. They know exactly what they want. They've got their ideal clients, and the content will sell out their events. And I've worked with, a couple of other clients where they're a little bit mixed up. They're unsure of who they want to work with, and because of that, their energy is not really in it, that they don't get the results that they're looking for.
That's interesting. So that's really, really Good, actually, because I was always a little bit worried about scheduling my posts when, like, beforehand. But what you're saying is basically that if you're having a brain dump and you've got, you're very motivated and you're writing the
Mm.
stuff down, is actually to schedule it, and they'll still feel that level of energy when they read it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. So the crucial point is how you are feeling when you write those posts. It's not when you schedule it, it's when you write them.
Okay, that's super cool. That's super cool. I'm just going to change something. Just wanted to play around with that. So this gets you a bit more high energy, doesn't it? I've got a little bit of background going,
I
which
think
is
I need you to
super
design
cool.
some bespoke greens for me instead of my
No.
learn where the countries are on the globe.
Well, I've been playing with the snap cam because I was on a joint live with Brian Shum yesterday with Veronica
Mm.
Jeans, and he always reminds me of how cool the snap cam is. So I just thought, actually, I'm going to find out if I can stick it back on my computer and get some pineapples going. So that raises everybody's vibrations and
It
gets
does.
their energy
It
levels
does.
going, which is quite cool. But I'm not 100% sure how to turn it off now, so I think I'll have to just leave that there for a little while, and then we'll just go for none. I mean, I can have some different pineapples. I can have one just on my little face. So look, there you go. Oh, did you see that? That's quite cool. And then there's this one.
Oh,
So
Anita,
that's
you
all.
always make me laugh. We have many gift conversations, don't we, over Messenger?
Yeah, gifts are really, really good. And content, like Gabe's just said here, content is king, and becoming an marketable asset for business, and large companies are paying for content. Yeah, absolutely. I'm saying that with a serious face with some pineapple cheeks, but yes, I am
Mm.
absolutely 100% behind that. If if you show up, you're consistent and you're energetic and you'll raise vibrations when you're live, it's definitely going to pay off, because brands are looking for people to represent them, and they really do want you to take it to the next level with things. So I'm just going to swap my camera back round because I can't remember how to take my snap cam
It's
off in between.
it's totally true. I think the majority of my clients hire me because either they haven't got the time to post on social media, but they know that the crucial thing, is visibility is absolutely key. And it's that consistent visibility as well. It's that daily consistency of
Yeah.
the person showing up in their light and their passion and all the things that they're brilliant at in front of their audience. Because ultimately, if you try and launch a program or you try and launch a product without that consistent visibility, they're going to think, who the hell is this person? I don't even know them. And the daily content is there to build that authority, the know, the like, the trust, what you're good at, the testimonials, the knowledge, the hints and tips and things like that. So you're absolutely right. Content is king, but what is even more king is actually having the energetic flow behind that content and making sure you're in alignment with your business when you're actually posting it at the same time.
Yeah, that's right. So that brings me on to the next question, which is, can you give an example of what energetic content looks like? So I know that you work with lots of different people, so maybe you could just use one as an example, and then just like, how do you actually get into your clients' heads? Because that's often something that people don't always, you know, are afraid of paying for someone else to do their content with, if
Mm.
they don't understand what what their business is, because like, especially a lot of us are personal brands, so you have to have a connection with that personal brand, don't you? So can you give us a little example of how that might work?
So the way I get into my clients' heads, I guess, is, well, firstly, I'm an NLP master practitioner, so I know about the mirroring and I know about the posture and the behaviours and what to watch out for. I'm also a really good listener, so I listen to what they want, and I really look for the deep, meaningful messages behind what drives them in their business and who their ideal clients are. In terms of my clients, I was talking about this morning, to connect with your audience, it's really the one biggest thing that I learned to do, that drives those results, is to step into my client's head and have a conversation with them. So it's all about, what language are they speaking? So for example, I gave the example this morning that when I wrote some web copy for a client last year, she's an NLP master practitioner. And, the web designer said, why haven't you got NLP anywhere in this web copy? I'm like, because her client won't search for NLP. Her client doesn't know what NLP is. Her client will be searching for, how to overcome their overwhelm, or how to reduce the stress, or how to get better in the business, or, how to get over a habit. So it's challenging as business owners, I was saying this morning, because we live and we breathe our business 24/7, and because of that, we assume and we think our audience know exactly what we're talking about when they don't. It can be the slightest change of a word that can make all the difference. So it's important to step into your client's head, like I do with my clients, and understand the conversation that's going on, and use that language in your content as well. So it's not necessarily about, just the feelings and the emotions that they are connected to. It's about using the exact language that they do in order for your content to connect with them.
Pretty awesome. Well done. Okay, so I know there's some people, so if you're watching this, then do have any questions, then do let us know. Also, if you're watching the replay and you have any questions, then drop them in, because Anneliese and I will get back to you with the answers and things like that. So I use a lot of video, as you know, and I often go live. I'm trying to go live at a regular time once a week, which is why my Digital Dots live show has been fluctuating with times during the Tuesday. I've kept it on a Tuesday, but I've been changing the times depending on, I want to see who's around, what's happening with everything. But if you don't have a regular show and you want to go live, would you recommend that they do that on often? And also, how can you convert, after this live is finished, how would you utilize some of the content from this live for me, for example?
So how would I use it? So I would get it transcribed. I'd get the full video transcribed, and then I would take out really pertinent points from the video. So I'd take out the questions that you've asked me, and then perhaps one sentences from my answers, and use them under separate posts. I'd use little sound bites. So perhaps the answers that I'm giving, and how to raise your energy levels, how to create energetic content, what energetic content is. Then I would create, sound shots of that, and create quotes as well. And also you can make it into a blog. There's so many things that you can do in terms of repurposing. With regards to doing videos, because obviously I know Anita, you are quite keen, aren't you, on people getting into a routine with the video and things like that. So your audience know when you're going to show up. So it's very similar to what I was talking about with LinkedIn. You've got two choices. You can either get into that high vibrational state, do whatever makes you happy, listen to music, go for a run, go for a walk, start, getting the ideal client in front of your head, start connecting back to your why, and really raise your energy levels before you get on video, or record your video and post it at a specific time every week. The important thing is to, raise that vibration, because if you're on video and you think, well, do you know what, actually I'm going to sort of stay about energetic content, and to be honest, I can't really be bothered because actually I'm really busy, but I'll come on anyway, as opposed to I'm so excited, right, because I believe that energetic content really, really works, and I'm highly passionate about it. And you can tell the difference in energy, in the power behind the voice, in the confidence. And remember that 9 times out of 10 your clients are going to buy your energy and the confidence. Yes, they want your solution, but say, for example, we did the same thing, and I'm a little bit down here, and Anita's, up in the air with pineapples behind her. Yeah, pineapple glasses on, pineapple emojis all over her face. And she does the same thing as me. Who are they going to go to? It's a no-brainer, isn't it? So raise those energetic levels and write or do your videos when you've got that high vibration, because it really does make a difference, because people buy into that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where, obviously this is all about growing your business as well. It's not just about writing content, it's about growing your business. So when I help clients, it's all about, reducing the overwhelm and working out that magical workflow. So basically you don't want the followers to drop off the flow. So you want them to be there. And there's also lots of different flows that you can create. So we've just been working on creating a download that someone can get, so you can get them onto your email list. So you can not only transfer the energetic content publicly, as in on social media, but you can also pop it into emails, you can pop it into personal messages, onto Messenger and things like that. How would you think that would work?
It works because I can tell instantly how my clients are feeling when they send me a message. I can tell how you're feeling, Anita, when you send me a message. So it really works. So, for example, with a lead magnet or an email, you want to feel really good about that. You want to create something that gets you excited, because that energy will then transfer over to your audience. So yes, make it relevant to what your clients want, but I mean, for heaven's sake, feel excited about it. So if you're better on video, then make a video. If you are a writer like myself, then, you know, create a PDF or a workbook or an ebook or something. If you want to do an email sequence and actually quite like getting on emails every day and writing an email to your audience, then do that. Just feel good about what you're doing, because your energy will transfer into that lead magnet, into your emails and into your messages. Like, you know, a lot of people can read energy, and they can instantly tell how somebody's feeling. I reckon, Anita, if I said to you, you know, if you have ever had a text off your husband when you can just tell how he's feeling, you'd probably say, yeah, I can tell how he's feeling, just behind the words.
Of course,
You
yeah.
know, don't you?
Right.
And it's the same with your audience. You know, your audience will get how you're feeling through the content that you're creating. And what do they want? They want somebody who's, you know, finding it really hard, who's on a bit of a downer, or do they want somebody who's really high with energy, oozes confidence, and, you know, they're confident in terms of you helping them get that transformation that they want.
Yeah, that's right. So let's have a little think about, you know, I'm really intrigued about the scheduling part of things. So
Mm-hmm.
if you were to think about the content that we put out there, so the written content on social,
Yeah.
everyone gets so, I mean, I was on the call this morning with a client, or a prospective client, because I just don't know where to start. You know, I've got a blog to write, I've got this to do, I've got that to do, you know, and it was like, okay, just stop for a second. Let's choose one thing and let's get on, you know, like, let's work towards that and set that as a goal for this week. So if you imagine your social media posts for the whole week,
Mm.
if you go to do them on a Sunday and you're really tired and you're drained and you've had such a really busy week, you just don't want to do it then. You want to just wait till the Monday morning, maybe get up an hour earlier and then sit down and do it. So regarding scheduling, what do you use to schedule?
I don't schedule. I don't, because it's like, I guess it just goes against my flow. Somebody asked me this morning and said, "Oh, would you create some posts for me and send them to me in advance?" I'm like, no, because it blocks that flow. If I absolutely have to schedule, so for my clients' content, if I'm going on holiday and I want a real break, then the only scheduling tool I will use is the Creator Studio on Facebook, because
Mm.
it's really easy to use, and it has to be easy for me. But there's some great tools out there. There's things like Meet Edgar, which is, you know, really, really good. I think there's Social Bee, Hootsuite,
Buffer, you know,
Buffer.
later, all those sorts of things. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
but going back to your point about, if you don't feel like creating your post for the week on a Sunday, then stay clear, because they'll
Yeah,
feel it, you know, and
yeah,
it'll come across in your writing as well. It'll be like, sorry, but can't be asked.
yeah,
It's that kind of attitude, isn't it? Whereas
yeah,
you're much better leaving it until the Monday, or doing it, you know, on a daily basis, or thinking, actually, it's Monday afternoon, I feel great, I've got Monday morning out of the way, I've got a download of information that I want to let my audience know about, and I'm going to write all of that out and then split it into posts, and either, you know, schedule it into Facebook Creator or wherever. Or the other alternative is split it into posts ready, but then post it on the actual day.
yeah, that's a good one. I just want to say hello to Donna. She's in Canada. So hi, Donna. It's lovely for you to join us today. So if you have any questions about energetic content, do let me know. So I've got another question here from Dave Meeker. Can you talk a bit about organic versus stock content? So yeah, I think we do need to do that, because I think it's really important. And I presume you're talking about maybe images for stock content, but also there is lots of new AI coming out, so artificial intelligent content that's coming out that can help you create your content. So if you're not a very good writer, but you know what you want to say, there are some different tools that you can use for that as well. And one of the ones that I sometimes use to help me mix up my words a little bit is Conversion AI. So you can put what you want to say in there. And I'm much better at just talking than writing. So sometimes I'll have a passage and I think, okay, I'm going to stick that in there, and it will give it a bit of fluff and reword it a little bit and add some energy to it, I suppose, because sometimes it's quite difficult. So organic versus stock content. So original versus boring. Just put original versus boring.
It is true.
So what do you think about that then, Anneliese?
Well, I'm a firm believer that actually, if you've got the 5 fundamentals in place around your business, so it's like, why do you do what you do? Who do you help? What's your solution? What's their problem? And what really drives you into helping those people? Then you never really run out of original content. And the more you put your original message out there, then your audience will never get bored. In terms of stock content, it's... So you can tell already, I feel a bit drained. It's okay if it's an emergency, but if it's an emergency, then I don't think you should be posting anyway. So I would say stock content might be something like, I don't know, a news article or something that you want to share, and you just share the link without any thought piece behind it or any opinion or anything like that. Or, the Canva images, like Canva images are for Instagram, are a bit lethal, really, aren't they? The Canva stock images, the photographs, because immediately you get flipping bombarded with, PM me and promote it now, and message me in your business and all this lot. So, stock images from Canva and other photographic websites are not great. They're okay, providing you put your own text, and your logo on top. You might want to put some text, in a block color above the image with your message on. That's a lot better than just posting the image. But original content is always the best. I think if you've got this passion and light in your heart that you really want to stand out and shine in front of your audience and help them, I don't think you can ever run out of content. I think, the best advice I can give in terms of original content is, I always say to my clients, imagine your best friend stood in front of you that has the problem that you resolve, and then just have that conversation with them. So, one day you might not know what to post, but you feel you want to post something. And it could be just starting off with something like, how are you feeling today? And then you could, write a couple of paragraphs about perhaps how you used to feel, how you turned your life around in that position, how you've helped other clients turn around, and just let it flow. The best thing to do is write a piece of content and then just read through it 2 or 3 times to make sure that actually it's talking to your client. It's not all about you. But, edit words out, things like I, we, us, they, and change them all for you, because that's a little bit more connected.
Yeah, that's really, really good. Another tip is content is always, I don't know about you, but when I've got a couple of little dogs, so when I go for walks with them, I end up getting this flurry of information into my head. And I don't know where to put it. I don't know where to put it. So I have the Otter app. So that's OTTER. Yeah. And that's really good because especially if you've got earphones in, you can just press your phone to Otter and it will just record your voice. So you can just, everything that's in your head can just like be blurted out. And then when you get back, you can actually save it, and it will save it as like a document. And then you can share that onto your computer, put it into a Word document, and then pull out those pieces of gems, those little gems that you've probably forgotten about already. Because when you reread it, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's it. That's what I was talking about. And then use those little topics to help you to create better content. Another thing is that I do often is if I'm out and about, just generally anywhere, I will take some photographs and just keep them on my phone. So if I see a situation, maybe like a coffee shop window with people inside and I'm outside, I'll take a picture of it so that I've got that sort of, like when you go to some stock websites, say like Shutterstock or any of those ones, and you look up entrepreneur or something like that, there's always these coffee shop pictures where they've got people sitting with their coffees. You can snap, as long as you don't obviously if you're going to take a really close up of somebody, you probably need to ask their permission. But if it's just from their back sitting at a table, no one's really going to know who they are. And you just take them from afar and then you can crop them down and use those. And it's amazing when you look back at some of the content that you've got in your phone, how you can use those images in different situations as well. So I suppose depending on what you're doing, So like Dave said to me earlier on that he is bringing tech to you. So I presume you're talking about like the tech that people use as a business owner. So if you're out and about, say like you're at a department store or a supermarket and they've got a shelf which is showing gadgets off, take a couple of shots of those sorts of things, because you can then, that's your original content then, and then you can use those images as stock images of your own to actually use later on, which is something that I often do, especially coming up to Christmas, as all the displays are all so pretty and nice, and they have them all, you know, like they might have, well, I don't think they'll have a microphone, but they might have earphones on a nice stand, and they'll be like, there will be nothing else around them. So you could take a snap of the earphones and then you could use those sorts of things. So there's all that sort of stuff for content, which is really, really key.
Yeah.
And then I think, yeah, just save up stuff as well, you know, store it up in your phone. I've got a separate folder. So sometimes I'll just save random pictures that I take when I'm out shopping into my phone and then put them into my folder. And Canva, although the stock images are there, the tools inside Canva are awesome. So
they're amazing.
yeah, say like if you've got a stock image of those earphones, you can go into Canva and remove the background and then place them onto something that you've made up in Canva and things like that. So that's usually quite good as well, which is super cool.
You can put your own photos in as well and put filters on and things like that, and add text and, you know, your logo
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
right. Yeah, and they've got so many different like different tones and different things that you can now, like the filters on there, that like you can even pixelate stuff and you can do all sorts of things. And there is so many apps out there to help you take what you would call boring content and make it really interesting. Because I've got one on my phone. It's called Motion Leap. And what I did is I took a static photograph and I was able to make the wall move. So the person was standing still, but the wall behind them was moving. So there's those sorts of things that you can do. You know, if you see some random graffiti on the street, just do a selfie in front of it, because all that sort of jazzy imagery, you know, can come in handy really, really well, which is super, super cool.
Yeah.
So I think we're nearly got to the end of the show, because we'll try and keep it around half an hour to 40 minutes.
Wow, that was quick for us.
Yeah, it's been half an hour already, but I don't want to end just yet. I just want to see if anyone's got any questions, and then I want to give Anneliese an opportunity to let everybody know how they can find out a little bit more about you. So we'll get to that in a second. So if you have just joined us and you have any questions about, you know, what is energetic content, how can you use energetic content to help you grow your business, because it's one of the things about using it to grow is what I said earlier, is about how you actually attract people to you. You don't just push stuff out. So Anneliese knows that I'm into my pineapples, as you can see. Let me find my pineapple filter again, just to let you know. And, you know, one of the things that's great about having like a focal point that you use is that, I'm just going to find it now. Typing onto my, oh, I spelt pineapples wrong. Hang on a second. Pineapples, there it is. This one is that my people that are in my network often text me and go, oh, and send me a picture. Oh, I saw this pineapple today and thought of you. Or I actually got a sponge pineapple through the post the other day. You know, a client of mine said, oh, I just see this sponge pineapple and I just thought of you and I had to post it to you. So it's identifying, sometimes with your brand, you can actually pick up things for your brand as well. And that energy goes through those items that you use in your brand. So if you do have a focal point for your brand, you could actually use that, because the reason I use pineapples is because not only are they juicy and sweet, but they're unique. So that's what makes you unique, is your uniqueness. So like Anneliese said, if we were both content creators, what makes me more unique than Anneliese, or what makes Anneliese more unique than me, is our personal qualities and our energy that we give off. So that's something that you've just got to remember, that when you're creating energetic content, that you are like that unique person, and whatever you create, as long as you create it when, you know, like we said, when your energy is high, then you're going to attract the right people to your group. We don't want to attract everybody, because not everybody will want to work with you. You know, you want to attract the people who connect with you and resonate with what you're saying. So Anneliese, how can people, that's the wrong question, how can people find out about you?
So I am mainly on LinkedIn and Instagram. So Instagram is at True Voice Content. LinkedIn is Anneliese McKay. Can't spell my own name. ANNELIESEMCKAY.
Let me get your LinkedIn up. I'll
And
put it on.
just come and connect with me and just, have a chat about energetic content. I do massively believe it's the way forward. Your vibe attracts your tribe, as it were, is what I say. So make sure you feel good when you're writing and creating and posting that content, and your audience will feel it at the same time. It's massively important. I think it's absolutely crucial if you don't have, I guess, finances to spend on advertising, Facebook ads and things like that. Because a lot of the big corporations you see and the big influencers, they have got the budget to spend on adverts. Like if you're wondering why they've got massive audiences and they're always selling out the programs, the reality is that they do have advertising budgets, whereas some people just prefer to actually grow their audience from an energetic perspective. So yeah, it's good, and it definitely gets results. There's a few things that you've got to get in alignment with your business. You've got to let your passion shine through. You've got to know the 5 fundamentals, which we spoke about, and then get yourself on that high vibration and post away and spread your message, because your message is unique at the end of the day. Whatever your unique message is, there are people out there that need to hear that. Definitely, it's been given to you for a reason, to pass on to others. I won't go too much into spiritual woo-woo on this live. That's for another conversation.
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, really, I'm a growing believer in the woo-woo, as you put it. I think it's what's happening in here is definitely has an effect on what's happening out here. And I think when you're in tune with what's happening in here, then it just portrays out, it seeps out, it just spurts out. And I think that's how energetic content can really help you. And the high vibration, energetic content can be not just written, it can be live video, it can be pre-recorded video, it can be a tweet, it can be how you present yourself at networking, it can be how you present yourself when you're public speaking. It's all to do with you energizing the room, energizing the arena, energizing the web space, so that people can get attracted to you.
Yeah,
So
totally. And I think, just that point, actually, on going live, whatever it is, needs. I think, you'll probably second this, is that if you've got something that actually you just want to share with your audience immediately, it doesn't matter what your background is, and background, I'm talking about where you actually are. If you're in a park, or you're in a shop, or you're in your office, or you're in your kitchen, the important thing is to get that message out at that time when you're feeling energetic. And, Anita's brilliant at helping you simplify that. And, her pineapples are all about being your unique self. It's about showing up as you are, as that person. Who cares what you're wearing? Who cares what you look like? Who cares where you are? It doesn't matter. What they want to hear is, your message, your brains, and how you can help them. At the end of the day, it's that same saying, isn't it? Like, people will never remember what you said to them. They will always remember how you make them feel, and you can definitely make them feel a certain way through your energetic content. Absolutely. It's all about how you're making your audience feel. Make them feel loved, wanted, liked, appreciated, secure. Because at the end of the day, we're all human, or we all want to feel like that way, so the more you can do that, then the better, and you'll get people coming to you.
Perfect. So that's a really good point to end on. And also, I'm going to leave up what Dave just said. He loves the rebellious content concept, because it is about being free and open with how you feel and how much energy you have and how you want to share it. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you so much, Anneliese, for joining me today for
Pleasure.
this
Thank you for having
live
me.
stream. And don't forget, everyone, that we'll be back next week at the same time at 3 p.m. on Tuesday for another edition of Digital Dots Live. So I'll see you then. Thanks very much. And thanks very much, Dave, for sticking around the whole time. See you later.
Bye.